Good afternoon, ladies. Normally when I'm introduced like that with all this flowery language, I ask, is this really me? Anyway, it's not me. It couldn't have been me. I was asked to do an icebreaker first. Now, I work with children, okay? And one of the things I've come to know about the Lord, He doesn't have any adults. He's got children. And so you are all these children. Besides, according to the Bible, anybody who dies under the age of 99 is still a child. So I don't see anybody near 99. So I'm going to ask you to start off with the game. You're going to remain seated for the game. You're going to hold your hands in front of you there. Everybody's hands there. I'm going to hold my hands like that. You stay like this. Okay? Now, every time my hands cross, you must clap. Are you with me? Every time my hands cross, you must clap. Are you with me? Yes. Okay? Please, we need to be honest. Shut it down. Okay, are you ready? You are here? You are here? I am here. Ready? Let's go. Come on. Let's try again. Try again. Some didn't clap. You must clap simultaneously. Ready? One last try. Let's try again. Ready? Try again. Last time, my good friend, jy was nou nie hier, nou moet die spelletjie koorkiestuk speel. Jy is nou laat, nou kan ons koor speel. Draai nou om en kyk na my. Jy my nek? Ja, ek kan het doen. Draai that front op. Jy gaan jou hande so vir my hou. This lady I know her from when the son was this tall. Okay. I worked with the son when he was little. Now he's taller than us both. Okay. There we are in this one. This is specific for you. Ja, in this one. My handen gaan so wees. Elke keer as my hande verby mekaar kom, dan klap jy. Okay? Kom ons kyk weer. 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 Okay, now, why do I play this game? Why do I play this game? Why do I play a game? Because, one, you're focused away from yourself, you're focusing on me. Secondly, as you focus on me, it teaches you to look intently. Now, I want to explain something fantastic about who you really are. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't know it. As you're standing and sitting and watching me, when my hands go there and my hands cross each other, your eye picks up a signal which sends it to your brain. Your brain sends a message to all these muscles, clap. Okay? And at the same time, your brain sends a message to your lungs, exhale and laugh. Your brain also sends a message all in a split second to my mouth, smile, and look at everybody else and say, he caught me. Are you with me? Yes. Now, how can we ever say God doesn't love you? How can we ever say, you know what, I'm really feeling down? How can we ever allow something other than God to influence us? Now, I'm an artist. Okay, I paint. And I do pottery and draw and. I won't go that long. But I brought one of my canvases along with me. That's one of my canvases. Now I'm going to project my voice so you will be able to hear me. Don't worry, I'm a teacher. I have been on holiday for the past 3 weeks, so my voice is still fresh. Okay, I'm going to ask you, please be honest. Who of you ladies would like to buy this canvas from me now? You've got to be honest. Okay? You've got to buy, your face is something. You've got to buy this canvas from me now and take it home and tell everybody at home you bought this canvas at the tea. Now your face is saying many things. You shook your head. How much are you going to give me for that?
30 rand.
How much?
30 rand.
30. You sure? Okay. Ma'am, how much are you going to give me? I'll hold it this way. You're going to hang it up this way.
See a picture of it first.
No, as it easier.
No.
No, what?
No, don't want to buy black things.
You're going to buy a blank canvas. It's black. Okay? Would you rather take it this way?
No. That's worse.
Which one's worse?
No, we don't want either.
You don't want either. Okay, we'll come back to you now. Let me try somebody else. The ladies down that table in the back there. How much?
You'll pay me.
Oh, I just pay you. Why do I have to pay you?
Take it.
To take it. So basically you're saying it's worth nothing. Okay, let's hold it this way. Would you hang it up at home? Why not? Pardon? Nothing to show. Whose canvas is it? Mine. Okay. May I use your name, please? Candace. Okay. And just to be certain that it is you, your surname? C-A-N-D-I-C-E. Right? And your surname?
I'll spell it.
No, just the initial.
A.
A. Just we don't want another canvas, canvas B or canvas C to say that's me. No, this is canvas A. Now, how much is it worth now? A minute ago, you said to me, I'll have to pay you. How much is it worth now? Not much more. You know that, lady? Candace, how much?
It's the same.
Still the same. Still worth this.
It's my name on it, but I mean, it doesn't say.
Yeah, but it's your name.
I'll give you the money. You can buy it. It's my mom.
Okay, Mum. I like that. Now we've got Mum involved. Mum, how much? It's got Candace's name on it.
I think those canvases go for about 120, 130, so I'll take that and I'll do something with it, I'll tell her what to do with it.
Okay. So how much are you going to give me? Because of Candace's name, how much are you going to give me?
130.
130. Okay. Oh, breathe so deeply there. Ma'am, would you take it now? Be honest. No, why not? You have offered me 30 rand.
It doesn't resonate anything.
Doesn't resonate. Should it?
Should it?
Yeah. I'm asking you, should it resonate?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Can I ask this question? Whose canvas is this? Mine. Who brought it here?
You.
I did. Who determines the value of this canvas?
You do.
I did. So why are you telling me what my canvas is worth? Don't answer. Don't we often do that with ourselves? Don't we often do that with others? Don't we often look at other people and determine what their worth is based on what we think and our own personal experiences? We pin that onto the Candaces of this world, the Anthonys of this world, and we say to ourselves, no, he's all black and I don't want to associate with that canvas. It's worthless to me. But to me, the artist who brought it here, by the way, I prepared this canvas last night specifically for this morning. So I took a ready painted white canvas and I primed this one black for this occasion. The value of this canvas, determined by me, is not 130 rand. It's actually 200 rand. As it is, this one is also worth 200 rand. It's my canvas. You see, stop looking at what you see of the person and determine their value. Their worth is determined by the maker. Your worth is determined by the maker. And the icebreaker we played a minute ago shows you that no computer can do what you did. You are greater than the greatest technological advancement created by the creator of the universe for a specific purpose, that this afternoon I am here to tell you, regardless of how you feel, He's got a plan for you. Regardless of how you think of others, He's got a plan for them too. Your worth is not determined by the people around you, not determined by your circumstances, not determined by anybody, but by your Maker. You need to get that into your knower, what I call my knower. I know something where in my knower. There's a part of me that knows things. Okay? So in my knower, I know what I know. Okay? And the first scripture I'm going to give Candace is Psalms 139. Okay? Psalms 139, and specifically verses 13 to 16. Now I'm going to read them on behalf of Candace. Psalms 139, verses 13 to 16. And I'm going to personalize it. I'm going to use her name instead of what the scripture says. So, verse 13 says, "For God created Candace's innermost being. God knit Candace together in her mother's womb." Wow. Before Mommy even knew she was pregnant, God knew that's Candace there. So when by the time Mommy gave Candace her name, God knew, oh, I know about Candace. Wow. Okay? And it says, Candace will praise God because she is fearfully and wonderfully made. Fearfully and wonderfully made means fearfully and wonderfully made. Nobody can compete and compare with who God made you to be. And it says, God's works are wonderful. Candace will know that full well. Her frame was not hidden from God when she was made in the secret place. When she was woven together in the depths of the earth, God's eyes saw her unformed body. And I love this verse, which says, all the days ordained for her were written in God's book before one of them came to be. Which means today, before today was today, God knew that my friend Anne would be sitting there, and I would be telling Candace, and Anne would be listening, that God knew. So this canvas was this canvas was prepared some time ago for this reason, for this moment, and I'm saying God has prepared you for this moment for a reason. Wow. And so I'm saying, who determines the worth of the canvas? I do. Who determines your worth? God does. Now, at the moment this canvas is totally black. This one completely white. If you compared the two, you would think, no, I'd rather have this one. But for me, for this occasion, this black one is what I need it to be. I need it to be in this dark space. And sometimes God allows us to go into a space of total darkness. And you wondering, but a loving God allowing me to go into the space of total darkness? Yes, I'm going to read it for you. I'm first going to write it down here. Psalms 42. Okay, I'm going to read, and then I'm going to focus on verse 5 and verse 11. Psalm 42, verse 1 says, "As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and meet with God? My tears have been my food day and night, while men say to me all day long, where is your God? These things I remember as I pour out my soul." Notice, pour out your soul. "How I used to go with the multitude, leading the procession to the house of God, with shouts of joy and thanksgiving among the festive throng." Verse 5. "Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise Him, my Savior and my God." Verse 11. "Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise Him, my Savior and my God." Now I want to say to you, when you feel like this, Psalms 42 speaks of hope in God. When you're downcast, when you're down in the dump, and on the outside, believe me, I can smile and you all think, wow, Anthony's having a hunky-dory time. But inside of me, deep down inside, where no eye can see but God alone, and I'm saying, when deep down inside, God sees what's happening there. All He wants you to do is come to Him and say, you know what, Lord, I don't understand. I don't understand, and I'm in this dark, dreary place. Because the body can be smiling. Think what we do for the body. You see, you are not necessarily the body. Okay? Your body is what we see. We bath the body, we dress the body, we comb the hair, we put makeup. Ladies put makeup on, men don't. They're natural. Okay? And we do all these wonderful things for our bodies. And yet, the body is going to die. And the body will be put into a box and carried in to a building by 6 people and out by 6 more people. And then everybody goes to your home and they eat and drink and have a good time. You're not there. Okay. It's all about the body. Okay. You're not the body. In that body of yours is a soul. Your soul is that part of you which feels. Your soul is that part of you which is your emotions, which is the part of you that feels. If someone says to me, oh, you're beautiful, do they mean the outside or they mean the inside? Right? You can be beautiful on the outside only, not beautiful on the inside. Someone can say, but you're beautiful on the inside. They're speaking of your soul. Right? The soul is revealed when we open our mouths. Okay? So, the soul is that part of you that feels, where the psalmist says, I pour out my soul. Okay? I pour out my soul. I weep. I cry at night. Nobody knows. It's a soul thing that's happening. But guess what? You're really not a soul. You have a soul. Plants have a body. They don't have a soul. Animals have a soul. We have a new puppy. When we get excited and we jump around, the dog jumps around. He doesn't know what he's jumping around for. It's his soul that's responding. Okay? So he has a soul. But we have a third part, a spirit. The spirit in man is what God only gave to man. By right at the beginning in Genesis, He made a man of clay, lady, rib, okay, and He blew breath into man. I didn't hear where He said He blew breath into the lady. She got life from husband, okay, but that's another point. One day we talk about marriage, we talk about that. Right. You're a spirit. Okay, the spirit is that part of you that calls out to God. Now, we feed the body. We often do tend to feed the soul with the things we watch, the things we read. We feed the soul. How often do we feed the spirit? How often do we nourish the spirit? And so, when your soul is broken, it could show in your body. It could show in your emotions, because your soul has to do with emotions. It will show in your body. Your body will be there. Right? And you can pretend to be there, but actually, people who know you will look at your eyes and say, what's wrong? Right? I work with kids at school. I look at their faces and I look at their eyes and I say, please come and talk to me break time. The child will say, sir, how did you know? I looked at their eyes, the windows to the soul. Are you with me? So we look at each other and we see deeper the soul. But you actually, a spirit. Now I want to say, when you're feeling down in the dump, when you're feeling you can't take it, you can't make it anymore, know that there is a living God. Know that we speak of, put your hope in God. Hope has to do with the future. In who is your hope? Who are you hoping in? Who are you putting your faith in? Who are you putting your hope in? Who are you saying, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know when it's going to happen when I get home. It's part of the future. Put that in God's hand. You see, I'm going to say to Candace, you're going to look good. Do you think she knows that? Do you think she understands me? No. She's a Candace, I'm a human. God is spirit, and He speaks to me and He says, Anthony, I've got great plans for you. You think I can hear? No. I hear, but I'm not listening. Okay, and I'm going to say to Candace is a beautiful road here. See the road? Candace, you see the road? There's a road. There's a beautiful tree there. It's a tall tree. Do you see it? Candace, you see it? I'm telling you with my mouth, notice, I'm speaking it into being. Proverbs 18:21, life and death is in the power of the tongue. What do we say about ourselves? What do we say about our children? What do we say about our spouses? The words you speak are life or death. Be careful what you say. Be very careful what you say. Okay? What you say comes from what you think. What you think comes from deep within your soul. So feed the soul with good things. Guess what's going to come out? Good things. And if the soul is down in the dump, take it to God and say, Lord, there's my broken soul. Smashed up by words, it's smashed up by people, smashed up by life. Life happens. Right? And I'm saying, Candace, you're going to look really good. There are trees there. See them? See the trees? Now, if all this rigmarole, Candace, guess what? I have the finished picture already. Because it's a beautiful mountain there. See it? There's mist here. Do you see it? Why do you first want to see it? I could borrow you my glasses. They see.
I'm imagining
No, I'm not imagining. I know. Okay, why do I say that? Because from the end to the beginning, I already know the full picture. God knows the end while we are at the beginning. We call it Alpha and Omega. While we are at the beginning and we're looking at this blood canvas that's been squiggled on and scribbled on, guess what? I already know the end. I know what the canvas is going to look like. I can tell you in detail what the canvas is going to look like. But the problem is you won't believe me. You know why you won't believe me? No, because you don't know me. Why don't you know me? You haven't spent time with me. If I asked Anne, do you believe me? Yes, Anne knows me. She's seen me work before. So based on what she's seen in the past, she trusts me. Right? Someone who doesn't know me won't trust me because they don't know me. Why don't we trust God? Simply because we don't know Him. We haven't seen Him work before. But if we've seen Him work and we know Him, guess what? It's easier to trust Him. Alright? So, my knowledge of God will determine how much I trust Him. How much I've seen of Him in the past, I can now trust Him with the future. Okay? So, I'm going to use this brush. By the way, it painted this morning at a men's meeting. I haven't washed it. It was in church all this time. Didn't go home. Do you think I can paint fine detail with it, ma'am?
You probably could.
But would you be able to paint fine detail? Would I be able to?
I'm sure you could.
Like really thin lines? Ma'am, do you believe me? Really? Is it yes? I like the way you say yes. Why do you say yes? Why do you doubt? Do you think I can paint fine detail with it? No, why not? I like your honesty.
It's not a fine detail brush, it's like you paint a wall with that brush.
Okay. I like that. Whose brush is it? Why do you determine what my brush can do? How often do we look at the brush and decide what the brush can do? In whose hand is the brush? My hand. Whose brush is it? Mine. So why can't the brush do what I want it to do? Okay? By the way, without me, this brush is useless. Brushes don't paint. I paint. I just use a brush. Anthony Noble is just a brush. Okay? Just a brush. Nothing fancy. Just a normal brush. Okay? I'm also going to use a palette knife. Take note. A palette knife is flexible. Okay? It's flexible. Afrikaans, hy is buigbaar. En omdat hy buigbaar is, is hy breekbaar. Flexible, and therefore it is useful. Okay? I needed to become flexible. Okay? I needed to become very, very flexible because I come from the Eastern Cape where things are rigid and we do things this way. Came to the Southern Cape and I had to become flexible. Okay? And then I'm going to use oil paint. Now if you watched carefully, I squeezed some of it out a minute ago. And I wish you were close, I'd test you like this, hold it over your head and tell you it's okay, it's non-drip, it's oil, very expensive, the best. And why do I use the best? I've learned that God gives the best. Out of all the angels, all the beings in heaven, He chose the best, His Son. He said, there, I'm using the best. Then, I'm also going to use a little bit of Roland's oil, but lastly, I'm going to use thyme. Now, time is valuable, and I value people's time. I can't keep you here for 3 hours. You'll quietly disappear, right? I have got only a certain amount of time. Our lives are just that bit of just that bit. If that's a timeline, that's Candace's timeline. Candace's date of birth is known. Okay, this is the date of birth. Candace's timeline. Candace's day of death. This is known to God. Psalms 139 verse 16. All the days ordained for her are written in God's book, which means He's already put up the boundary line. Candace, you can't go further than this day. Oh wow. Right? And if this was Candace's tombstone, you would have R.I.P. here. R.I.P. meaning? Oh, these ladies need to read the Bible. Rise if possible. Rise if possible. It's in the Bible. 1 Thessalonians. Okay? So there. Have a sleep and revelation. Okay? So, let's take note. Everything I said to Candace is going to become a reality. It's promises I'm making her. Candace, you're going to look good. This lady doesn't believe me. You do. It's a case of, I do believe you. Okay? Now, take note. Sorry, I'm going to turn my back to you. That's not I'm being rude because I need to paint. Stopwatch starting now. I start off with a little bit of raw linseed oil. She better, Candace. She better. Little bit. So can I stop if you say she's better? No. Okay, take note. Sometimes we're in a hurry. We want God to speed up the process. God is a God, I like to say, God is the God of the process. He wants the process. He's interested in the process. Day by day, by day, by day, by day, by day. Okay? It's not an instant, boom, there you go. It's a slow process. Okay? Now, I'm going to start off with color. None of you know what I'm going to do. None of you can even hazard a guess. Okay? I do that. I do that. And there. There you go. Better now, Candace. And you know what those are? You know that I know? They look like lines to you. They're actually clouds. Notice I say they are clouds. That's what faith is all about. I'm not saying they're going to be clouds. I'm saying they are clouds. Faith is believing in what you do not see as though it is. Hebrews 11:1. Believe that you're going to see it. We often say seeing is believing. I want to teach you something new. Believing is seeing. Start by believing. Then you will see. Okay? Now notice I said those are clouds, and everything I say is going to become a reality. Okay? Notice I don't discuss anything with anybody. I don't even ask candidates for permission. I simply go ahead and I paint along the edges as well. Why do I paint along the edges? I paint along the edges so that this canvas does not need a frame. What does a frame do? A frame simply finishes off, rounds off the painting. We tend to, as people, look for fulfillment or our fulfillment in other people. Don't find it in yourself and in God. Right? He is the one who will fulfill you. He is the one who will round you off. He is the one who knows exactly what you need to be, where you need to be, and why you need to be where you need to be. Okay? Sounds a little confusing, but I promise you it's not. Candace, we're at 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Did you know? Did you know? Oh, we were chatting in between. I said there were clouds, and you said to me, yes. Okay? Now, each thing that I speak, each thing that I say, becomes a reality. Nobody knows why I do things. Nobody even has the right to question me. But guess what? I question God so often. I say to God, but Lord, why this and why that and how is this going to work out? Those lines there. This is the sky. See the sky? I'm saying once again, I'm saying that is the sky. This blank patch there, that's sky. Okay? Watch carefully. I go right up into the. By the way, I hope you've noticed, it's the same brush that painted the yellow, that painted the red, that painted the purple, that's now painting blue, and without it all becoming green and yucky and mucky, a mixed muddy color, which often happens when we use the same brush for all the colors. Why haven't the colors blended? To tell you the secret, the brush is in my hand. It does what I want it to do. Okay? Now, let's give those clouds a highlight. Just ever so slightly there. Give those clouds a highlight. Now we give some more flowers there a highlight there. There we go. Candace, did you know 5 minutes ago? Mom, did you know? Is she still worth nothing? What happened?
Bring up $1,000.
How did she get there? How did she improve? How did she improve? I'll tell you the secret. She spent time with me. She spent 5 minutes in my company. After 5 minutes, she's changed. Am I changed? No. Do I have paint all over my hands? No. Paint on my clothes? No. When we spend quality time, quality 5 minutes, serious 5 minutes with God, guess what? We change. He doesn't change. Right? Who did that? I did. So why are you unhappy? Because your faces are saying no. Why are you all unhappy?
I think the devil did it.
And I now become the devil. Truly. Who's holding the palette knife? Have I become? Okay, well, don't answer, it's fine. Forgive me. Who did that? I did. So, what does it mean? Are you happy with it? Why not? Pardon? I spoiled it. So is that how we pray nowadays? When we go through a difficulty, Lord, you've just spoiled me. Is that how? Candace, are you happy with that? Honestly.
Minus the blush.
Pardon?
Minus the blush.
Minus the blush. Who put the blush there? Do you think I know what I'm doing?
Yes.
So why do you want the blush removed? Don't answer, it's fine. I know the feeling. You see, how quickly did I put that mark there? Quick. How quickly can your life change? Quick. Do you understand what God is doing? No. Okay, if I told you that's another dark cloud, would you believe me? You have no option. Are you with me? Everything that happens in our lives happens with a reason, happens because Romans 8:28 is still in the Bible and it says, all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to His purpose. My purpose, not yours. My canvas, It's my canvas. So obviously, I know what I'm doing. And nobody can come and predict and prescribe and tell me, and nobody can come and claim and say, take that away from me. No, it's my canvas. I have the full right as the artist, as the creator. For salvation comes from God alone. Notice, I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to create this dark cloud that I told you is there. Right? And we know that every dark cloud has. Right, I'm glad you said it. So when you have the dark cloud, look for the silver lining. Okay, take note which brush I'm using to create that fine highlight. Does it now make sense? Did I know what I was doing? Yes. And guess what? I knew what I was going to paint here from when I was first invited. When I was first invited, I knew in detail what I was going to paint today. Now, if I'm just a normal human being, can know something so deep and so detailed, how much more God, the creator of the universe, the one who said, I will never leave you nor forsake you, the one who said, trust me. Okay? Oh, by the way, our time. We're at 9 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay? What happened? I just said, I'm the one who said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And what happened?
I won't blame the devil.
You better not. Put that mark there. How easily was it to put that mark there? Very. How easily can your life change? Are you happy with the mark?
Yes.
Okay, I like the yes. It's yes. So when you're going through difficulty, James chapter 1, yes, Lord, thank you for the trouble. Don't answer. James 1 says, consider it pure joy when you're going through good times, no, going through troubles. Jesus speaking says, in this world you will, not maybe, not sometimes, you will have trouble. Isaiah 48 verses 10 and 11, 10 says, for I have refined you, though not as silver, I've tested you in the furnace of afflictions. Right? That, the mountain. Oh, now these ladies are saying, liar. I'm saying it. Yes, ma'am.
Can you get that scripture reference again?
Which one?
About being afflicted.
Oh, Isaiah 48 verse 10.
Thank you.
Okay, Isaiah 48:10 says, Afrikaans says, ek het jou gelouterd, maar nie so silwer of goud nie, ek het jou beproef in die smeltkroes van ellende. I've tested you in the furnace of afflictions. Okay, why do I know them? Because I can't keep opening my Bible. I've got to bury them somewhere inside. They must pop out every now and again like popcorn. Okay, because I can't stop and, yeah. Please stop me if you need to ask a question. Thank you, I like that. Okay, that's a mountain. Oh, they don't believe me. Do you know what your faces are saying? Liar. You see, everything I say about my canvas, not your canvas, my canvas, is going to come to pass. Everything I say, everything that God has spoken over you to improve your worth. Because right now, Candace could be praying and saying, oh Lord, my soul is downcast. And I will say, put your hope in God, for I will yet praise Him, my Savior, my God. The same scripture that we started with. Even when you feel like that. Now, my question is, 90% of the canvas so far is good. Why are you focused on the 1%? Aren't we often like that, to allow our emotions to take us up, and then suddenly when something happens, what do? We fall down flat and we can't even get up to make ourselves a cup of tea. Okay. Why do we allow our emotions to take us there? Guess what? You become a very unhappy person. and a very unpleasant person. Now, I'm not saying you don't acknowledge the emotions. No, I'm saying acknowledge it and say, Lord, I'm feeling down, but I'm not going to let this feeling dominate me. It's a feeling. Okay? Because I know you've got plans for me. I know that this terrible thing I'm going through now is going to work out for good. I don't know how, Lord, but I know. Right? Because you fixed that cloud. Because you put these clouds in place. Right? And I'm going to take the same brush, by the way, the same brush, and remember I said it's a mountain, and so, because I said it's a mountain, let's put another peak there. There we go. Because I said it's a mountain, and I said below the mountain there is some mist here. Okay, there's some mist. Let's put some mist there. Notice I did not ask Candace first, I didn't discuss it, I didn't even ask Mum. I simply went ahead and I did what I wanted to do. Why? Because this is my canvas. Mine. Okay? And then just to prove to you that that is a mountain, and the mountain does reflect light. Okay? It does reflect light, so the one side of the mountain is going to be bright. The side where the sun shines, and the sun in this case is not the S-U-N, it's the S-O-N. Okay? Where the sun shines, there is light. The opposite side of the mountain is in darkness. Now, the focus, your focus, will either be on the bright side or on the dark side. Which side of the mountain are you focused on? If you focus on the dark side, guess what? You're going to become one of those people who, when they used to visit my mum, my brother ran out and said, my mother said, I must tell you she's not here, because every time you visit, she leaves, you leave and she's down in the dump. Okay? Take note. Did I get anybody's help? Thank you. Notice it didn't start like, Candace, did you realize, oh, by the way, our time, 15 minutes ago. Did you know she's going to look like that? Did I know? Yes. Did I explain to you? Yes. Did you believe me? No. Why not? You didn't know me. Now for 15 minutes, you've been with me. Now if I say to you, oh, I still have great plans for you. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future. You just have to trust me. What happened now?
Something pretty funny.
But does it look good? Oh, so how can we know that it's going to be good?
Because we trust you now.
Oh, you really trust me. We'll get to that just now. I'll remember this. Okay, I'll remember this. Can I ask, Candace, you know what's happening there? It's part of the story, yes. It's part of the process. And once again, a minute ago, everything was looking very good. Suddenly, without your permission, by the way, God doesn't need your permission. God doesn't have to first come and say, may I? No. He simply goes ahead and he does what he wants. Omnipotent, almighty, able to do whatever, whenever, however he wants. Why? The canvas belongs to me, it's mine. Okay? I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I have the blueprint for this canvas. By the way, this patch there, trees. Oh, look at them, what they're saying, liar. You said it with the mountains, you still don't trust me. I'm speaking, okay, life. Trees speak of fruit, trees speak of wood. Trees, I believe God is a farmer and not a forester. So when he says, there are going to be trees. He's going to come looking for fruit. Okay, there we go. Take note. Now, those ladies sitting far away, you won't be able to see the trees, but I promise you they're standing here in the mist, because remember we put some mist down here. Okay, and just to make sure that you see that these are trees, we're going to put some stems in there. There we go. See, I don't need anybody's help. Believe me, God doesn't need my help. God can do it all by himself. Yet he wants me to work with him. There's a big difference. He doesn't need my help, but he wants me to work with him. There's a difference. Okay, there we go. Our time, we're at 19 minutes and 2 seconds. Candace, did you know? Did I know? Yes. Guess when did I know? Long ago. Yeah. Did this canvas know? No. When I brought it here, did it know? No. Did it understand what I was going to do? No. Do you and I often understand God's plans for our lives? No. Do we often wonder whether God is really still in control? Yes. And when we panic and we stress and we worry, guess what? It doesn't change who he is. It doesn't change who he is. Now, I'm using a brighter color. Okay? I'm applying a bright color there. Do you understand what the bright color represents? And if I told you that bright color is grass, would you believe me? See, I'm telling you once again, I announce things. I'm telling you beforehand, and I'm saying, cheer up. We are on the roll here. We're going somewhere. Okay? 19 minutes in my company, or 20 minutes in my company, and your value has changed. Now, why do I say that? The people you spend time with will either add value or take value from you. Okay? Afrikaans, mense gaan waarde byvoeg of waarde wegneem. Check who you spend time with. As a child, when my mother told me that, some friends were never allowed home. I tell them, guys, you wait here in the corner. You two can come with me. Yeah.
I know all about it.
Yeah, I've been there. As a kid, I know. My mom would say to me, I'm not happy with you playing with this boy. Not happy with you. I thought, oh, if she saw who else I play with, I'll be in trouble. I'll be in trouble. Okay? So people will either add value or take value from you. So I said this is grass, and guess what? It is grass, not it's going to become grass. It is grass. While I'm speaking, I create it into grass. There we go. All along the edges as well. There. Now, in the center here, this open patch there, I said to you it's a road. It's a dust road, which means it speaks of a destination. The road speaks of a destination. It speaks of a place I need to go. It speaks of a place I'm going to. We as people are on a journey. We are going somewhere. The earth where we live is not our permanent residence. The earth is not your home. Don't become comfortable on earth. Passing through. You're not here to be here forever. No, you're simply passing through. You're heading somewhere else. Okay, and there we go. Now the lady sitting way in the back, I'll show you when I bring it around to you that it is a road and it is going somewhere. Okay, and just to prove to you that this is a road, there have been other travelers here. Okay? Other people have traveled on this road and they've left tracks behind. You see, when I pass through a certain place or I visit a certain place, I leave tracks, I leave marks behind. Do people say when I'm gone, oh, thank goodness he's gone? Or do people say, I wish he'd come back? What do I leave behind? What legacy do I leave behind? Now, before I forget, I need to paint the bottom of this canvas. Often I forget to paint this section. Okay? Often I forget to paint this section of the canvas. So let me do it now while I'm thinking about it. There we go. There. Now, it's painted all over, right around, painted. Guess what? God doesn't leave any area of your life unattended to. He attends to every area in your life. He does. It may take time, according to you and I, but He does get to it. And when He does, He finishes it off the way He intended to. Right. Now, Trudy, I want to ask you a question. Do you trust me?
With my whole heart.
You still trust me?
Yes! But now I trust you. He's up to something.
So why do you start doubting? Why do you start doubting? You trust me?
Yeah. I'm sure. I don't understand, but I do.
What's wrong?
Those must be flowers.
How often when that happens to us, we start doubting? How often when that happens to us, we start questioning, why, Lord? How can you, Lord? Lord, are you sure this is what you said? Trudy said to me earlier, could be the devil, could be, but it's not. Remember, even the devil has to get permission from God. He has to get permission to do anything. He can't just come along unless you're given leeway and say, okay, come along, have fun. But it is. I must tell you, okay, quickly, my prayer life developed and grew in leaps and bounds. There was an old lady in our home cell, Tannie Sharp and Mama Sharp. I asked the Mama Sharp, hoe bid Ma Sharp? And she said, Tony, wanneer ek bid, dan praat ek met die Here. En sê ek, Here, dankie ek is wakker. It's early in the morning. Hier lê my man, hy dien U nog nie, Here. Ek gaan my hand op hom sit, Here. U het gesê ons moet ons hande lê. Ek glo sy siel is siek, Here. Ek gaan my hande lê. She says, she gets up. She says, Here, dankie my heup is nie meer seer nie. Here, dankie ek het slippers. She goes to the kitchen to make coffee. She says, Here, dankie vir die elektrik. Here op 'n dag moet ek 'n prime stove lig. She's praying. Right. And I learned I can have those prayer conversations with God because it's when I have the conversation that He answers me. You with me? Instead of waiting with a long shopping list, I don't do the shopping list prayer anymore because, yes, I could, but it doesn't get me anywhere because it's this relationship of talking to Him and He talks back and He tells me, Anthony, do this. This morning, for example, I wanted to do a totally different painting. And He said, do that one. And I said, but Lord, you know how nice that painting is and it's applicable for men. And He says, no, I need you to do this. Now, my question is, do you understand what I'm doing there? Notice how short our memories are. We have very short memories, and I'm including myself in this because I said to you, didn't I say there's a tall tree there? Why did you forget? Oh, you need to see it first. Why didn't you believe me? Don't answer.
That was long ago.
Oh, like 2,000 years and 4,000 years long. You get my point?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So, I said this was a tree long ago. And yes, it was long ago. But long ago doesn't mean that I have forgotten my promise that there's a tree here. Okay? And remember, God works outside of time with us who are in time. So if the promise came long ago, believe me, long ago to us is not long ago to God. Okay? Long ago to us. Not necessarily just plant the tree. Look quickly. Plant the tree. Plant those shrubs there. There. And we put a stem there. Our time, we are 28 minutes and 57 seconds. Now, I'm going to use 10 more minutes if you don't mind. I need to do something really special. Do you know what I'm doing next? We complain when it's dark and difficult. We worry again when it's bright and light. Lord, this is too good to be true. So, I don't know if you like that. I am like that. I don't want too many good things either. I don't want too many bad things either. I want life just to be mellow. It doesn't work like that. Because we need to remember that God has got a plan with everything that He does. Okay? Now, Candace, you know what I'm doing here? Mustn't forget your name was on this canvas. I do this, do that, do that. Okay? And on the top part, this, there. There, and sorry, I'm in the way. There, but you'll understand once I've done. Remember I said there's a destination. I said the road goes somewhere. No road is just a road without a destination. Every road goes somewhere. Our time, 31 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay. Lastly, this is the only time that I use a different brush. And this is the brush I'm going to use. This thin stick brush, you can barely see the bristles. Okay? Oftentimes at school where I teach, I feel like this brush. And I say to myself, oh Lord, I feel invisible. I feel nobody notices me. And you know what the Lord says to me? Now how do I sign my name? Because all I need this brush for is to sign my name. Okay? This painting, although it is mine, it does not have my name on it. What do I mean by that? The only time it really becomes mine is when I sign my name and I put my name on it. Now, if my name was Vincent van Gogh or Picasso, guess what? This painting would be worth millions. You know why? Vincent van Gogh and Picasso are dead. When the artist dies, and the ladies laugh at the dead guy. Okay, when the artist dies, the painting takes on new value. And so my boys went into my study and were calculating. I said, what you working on? They said, we want to see how rich you're going to be. I said, when you're dead. Okay? So the canvas takes on new value when the artist dies. The artist who paints and is painting in my life, Jesus Christ died. And what has that got to do with my value? It shot my value up through the roof. Okay, and every single person whom I meet now has new value. Why? I see them through the eyes of Jesus Christ. Okay? I see them through new eyes. I see them as He sees them. I see them and I understand that He died for these people. They are worth far more than I could ever imagine. Our time is 33 minutes and 26 seconds. Now, when I bring it up close to you, okay? In Afrikaans we say, hy's mooi van ver. When hy's ver van mooi. Okay? What do I mean? I'm saying, come right up close to it. See the freckles, see the pleats, see the wrinkles, and know that the value is determined by the person who spent time on it, time with it. Candace, did you know? 33 minutes ago. Oh, and we had conversations in between, chatted a lot in between. By the way, the house. The reason why there's a house there. The house speaks of, sorry, Aisha. The house speaks of God's relational presence. Hear carefully? It speaks of His relational presence. So, where there's a house, then there's relationship with Him. Okay? Where there's no house, He's still there. He's omnipotent. He's all over. Okay? But where there's a house, His presence is there relationally. Okay? His presence is there relationally. It's not just like on the mountain top, you find His presence there, down the bottom you find His presence. But where there's a house, there are people. And every single person has a need for God. Every single person has a need for God. They need to know Him intimately. Why? We're created by Him for that purpose. Okay? So the house is specifically, strategically put there. It's not just there for the sake of, oh, there's a pretty house. No. The house is strategic. It's there because there has to be a house. It speaks of His relational presence. Now, if these two canvases, this canvas, okay, let me speak properly. If this canvas could talk to this canvas, okay, then these two, remember it started here. Then these two will now say, this one will say to this one, you know what? Hang in there. I've been there. I look the same. This one will say, what? You look like this. And this one will say to this one, yes, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be in a completely dark space. I know what it feels like, and it will speak with total empathy and compassion, knowing what it feels like to be completely in a dark place. You see, this one could possibly judge. Doesn't know what it feels like to be completely black. This one could judge this one. I haven't spent time with them. They are both mine. But I haven't spent 33 minutes with them. That one, I've spent 33 minutes with it. And this one will say to them, you know what, you guys, stop arguing. Believe me, He's able to do for you what He did for me. Why do I say that? He's done it for me. Is He done with me yet? No. He still has a long way to go. And I look at myself and think, oh Lord, I still have to do, I have you to fix this. I can't fix it. You need to fix this. I can't fix it. I can see it. It's not 100%. I still see my brokenness peeping through. Lord, you need to work there. I don't feel whole yet. I spent 33 minutes with this canvas. What I want to say to you in closing, if you're feeling like this, wonderful, you're in a good place. Guess what? You're in the artist's hand. You're in God's hand. If you're feeling like this, believe me, the men's painting it amazed me. I finished painting it, but it amazed me. It was a canvas that looked like this. What am I saying? Each of them belong to me. This one is mine, not just in name. Not just because I pick it up. It's mine because of the name that I've signed and also the relationship that we have developed over 33 minutes. 33 minutes could be 33 years, could be 36 years, I don't know. Right? So what I want to ask you ladies today is, should you be feeling like that? Thank goodness you are here today. How do we get that? It's a conversational prayer. You know how she's feeling. And I thank you that you're able to take a simple brush and change the value. Notice the value, the worth of the canvas. By the way, canvas. How much did you say last time? Priceless. Make canvas priceless. And he does. Why? He's done it for me. Now, I'm going to ask you, I'm not going to sell this. I'll tell you after the prayer what we're going to do with it. I'm going to ask you, at your table, just at your table, one or two people pray for each other. If you feel you want to say to the ladies at your table, you know what, I feel like that black canvas. No, you don't have to say much, just I feel like that black canvas. We will know how to have this conversation. Conversate with God and say to God, God, she said she's feeling that way. You see what she's feeling, which area of life. It could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be spiritual, it could be her marriage, and she's feeling totally down in the dump. Lord, you've done it through Anthony for a canvas. You can do it for her. Why? He's no respecter of persons. He can do it. So I will pray, and then in your groups, please, let's at your table, one or two people pray for each other, please pray for the group, pray for one or two people who may need prayer. It's fine if I pray, but it's better when someone close to you holds your hand and prays with you. Shall we pray? Father God, this afternoon, I want to thank you for your presence. Thank you, Lord, that you are here. Thank you, Lord, that you are able to take our darkest, deepest, painful, most painful circumstances and turn them around. Lord, you knew about today. You knew about our situation. You knew why we had to come. You knew because you have given a word in season. And Lord, I want to pray for every lady seated here today. I want to pray, Lord Jesus, that you will help them to really open up to you and know that you are God, and know that you are able to take that darkness and use it for your glory. Lord, the darkness cannot overcome you. There's no darkness that is dark to you, for the deepest darkness will become light in your presence. Lord, I pray that as we speak to you, as we have this conversation with you, you will hear and you will answer. Speak to us, Lord Jesus. Complete the work that you've begun. Father, for we are all your workmanship. We are all your masterpieces. Come, Lord, and show us your glory in this place. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, ladies, for the next